We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. There are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a different heritage, bias and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna oppress us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh, yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of a hero's blood. Abagana Zobuni wave was stronger than flood, but the juke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
Wave your flag over Africa. Welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. I see the rising sun from Africa. Oh, this is time of victory. Oh, yeah. I see future in Africa. Oh, yeah. People of Biafra. See light shining on the world. Oh, yeah.
Akara m ihe mbe na-eme mbe si ma achọrọ ofu ukwu ehi ma nke ọzọ mụ achọrọ ihe niile ma nkwụ ya ma aka ya ma isi ya ma olu ya anyị ga-adọbiri wee pụọ na nke onwe anyị tigata azụ etu anyị nọ tupu ndị ọcha wee bịa ebe a nwa aha obodo ebe a nwe ndị mmadụ n'ime tupu nwa bekee si ebe o si hapụ obodo ya ọ bịa ebe a ọkpọrọ onye nke ọkpọrọ okeke ọkpọrọ okafọ dakata anyị isi ọ sị n'ụbọchị nke taa na anya aha anyị wuzi Naijiria anyị na-aza aha na-enweghị omimi n'ime ya ngwa gị gbasị biko kọwara m ihe Naijiria pụtara ewepụghị kọwara m ọmụa ga-aza aha osimiri ka osimiri ga-aza aha mụnwa n'ihi ihe anyị na-ekwu na ebe a rụgidere ụlọ a na ọ jọgburu onwe ya ọ dịghị mma. Naijiria agaghị emekọtanwu ihe ọzọ. Ihe ọjọọ emego n'obodo a, arụ emego, egbugo ndị be anyị, aka na-egbukwa anyị, ndị Fulani wee chere na mabata be anyị ka na-egbukwa ndị be anyị ruo ụtụtụ echi. A na-asị m na ọ ga-adị mma oge ọ na-ekwekwu ka nwee mmekọrịta bụ nke ndị iro kọ nke ndị ụmụnne. Ha egosighị anyị ọtụtụ mgbe na ha kpọrọ anyị asị. Onye ajụrụ ajụ na-ajụ onwe ya, ha jụrụ anyị aja ama njụ onwe anyị. Agbanyeghị na anyị nwe ngwa ahịa n'ugwu Awụsa, agbanyeghị na anyị na-azụ ahịa ebe niile dị iche iche na-eme nke ọma, kama onye ghara ndụ kpakụ onye rie niile. Ọ Ndụbụisi ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya, ka anyị cheghata azụ ebe a ruo obodo anyị ka o wee maa mma, wee karịa obodo ndị ọcha na mma. Ọhịa anyị na-arịọ nwekwe n'ugwu, nwee nkwanye ugwu n'ime onwe anyị. Ọnwa anyị pụọ n'iro a na-etigbu anyị, anyị pụọ n'iro ekwu okwu asị ọ bụ gịnị ma anyị ji wee ekwu okwu. Ụmụ ihe ndị a ka anyị sị na anyị agaghị anabatakwa ya ọzọ.
Akụkọ a kọrọ anyị bụ na ọkụkọ na ewu agaghị nzukọ ụmụ anụmanụ. A na-emezi mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ịchụ aja ejiri ọkụkọ maọbụ nwụchụ aja. Mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ime ka Naijiria dị n'otu, enwe ha na-eto esi wee kpam akpụrụ ndị Igbo. Ọ pụtara na anyị bụ ọkụkọ maọbụ ewu, ka ọ pụtara na anyị agaghị nzukọ mere ya bụ eji eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo, ụdị na ọbara ndị Igbo ahụ kpafu n'obodo Naijiria gaja.
Ọ bụ site na akpọmasị ihe na-eme anyị dị ka ihe mere ndị ji oge mgbe gara aga. Etu akụkọ mba niile dị iche iche ji kpọọ ụmụ Izrel asị, a na-egbu ha, a na-egbu ha, a na-egbu ha, afọ niile aka na-egbu ha na-egbu ha. O wee ruo oge ugbu anyị asị na ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị na ọ dịghị anyị mma. Ọ ka mma na onwe ihe kwegbuo anyị nwu nwere onwe njem a nke anyị na-aga, kama na na-ese etete n'ụtụtụ asị na onwe onye gburu ebe a onwe ha na-ekwu okwu. O doo na nyere onwe onye n'aka ụkọchukwu n'ugwu Awụsa ebepụ isi, ọnwụghị ofu ugboro, ọnwụghị ugboro abụọ, ọnwụghị ugboro atọ, ọnwụghị ugboro anọ. Ọ bụ ruo ole mgbe ka a ga-egbugide anyị wee rue anyị asị mba na anyị ga-aga ka anyị nwee ike wee nwere onwe anyị? Ọ ka mma na anyị nwụrụ ebe anyị na-azọ nwere onwe tụbụ na anyị nọ n'ụlọ etu a mmadụ ibe mabata n'ime ụlọ mbịa bupụ m isi. A sị na-achọghị ụdị nka ọ wụghị anyị maka a ga-eji wee chụọ àjà ọzọ.
Onye si na ya ga-ata anyị ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fe arụsị, anyị wee na-efe arụsị, iwe were iwe gị na ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị. Ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị, ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ. Nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ, wee na-ata ikikere eze. Nwaanyị konye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ, Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị n'iyi, okwu ebepụ ya isi. Anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo. Ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu. Elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọya nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ. Anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra ebe ndị kọstọm sokonye anyị n'etiti anyị. Anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm jiri ebe niile. Ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ. Anyị kwuo ekosịpụta anyị ka kpọchie, anyị kwuo ekosịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị. Onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi na-ekwu ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị. Akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke, akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom, akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba, nna nke dị nsọ, onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị. Bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị, bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe, bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ, bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu. Ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe emere Goliath, Chineke nna nke igwe ruo ememiri Fero, sikwa otu a mee ka Fero bụ ọgụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị ga-ebi ka o wee taa akọkọ igiri ụtọ ọzọ. Ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume. Ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ. Ọ bụ nwa bụ ekele n'igwe n'ụwa, onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ. Kama anyị nwe anyị gwa anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie, kama ma akọ na ogbu gị na nọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi. Ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi, anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ, bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ, bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe, bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị, bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa, ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chineke abịa ma.
Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening program. I appreciate everyone that have connected wherever you are connecting from. Please, I urge you to like and share the program. Share to family and friends. Share to your colleague. Share to even our enemies. You can share to them so that they can be able to come here and engage us. We want them to come here and engage us. Let them come and challenge us. Let them come and speak to us. Let them come and tell us what they know better. Let them come and confront us. Let them come and tell us that we are not doing it right. It is not just being there and watching. We want them to come and challenge us. So join us this evening as we always do every evening. On this very quick program, we are going to try, as we have always done, to bring you information, update on what is happening, and also, more especially, update from the Zoological Republic. Wherever you are watching from, remember, the most important thing that we are focusing on today is the manipulation of Nigerian government. The fraud that Nigerian government is committing today before the whole world, everybody is seeing it. It is no longer hidden. This one is very, very open. The whole world is seeing the fraud. And as they see the fraud, they pretend they are not seeing it. But no matter how they pretend, we will continue to speak. We will continue to expose them. And we will continue to say it the way it is. We will never allow their propaganda and their blackmail to stand. So wherever you are and you are watching us today, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Gabiam, join us on this very exposition, join us on this very information sharing to make sure that the truth is not buried. The danger that everybody is looking at today is that the truth that you and I know, Nigerian government is fighting so hard to bury it. The only way we can make sure that the truth is not buried is by continuous information online and offline. Is by refusing to keep silent. Continue to speak wherever you are at any given point in time, anytime, any day, wherever you find yourself, continue to speak. This is not the time to be silent. This is not the time to say, oh, it doesn't concern you. Oh, I'm not the one that is involved. Oh, no, it doesn't really matter. Every single thing that is happening now matters. And I bet you that more especially, not just the Biafran people, every indigenous person in Nigeria has to wake up. Because if they succeed in changing the narrative, the help you are getting from the United States of America will disappear. And once that help disappears, you know what is coming. Already as we speak, the only thing that is holding the Islamization of Nigeria completely is the resilience of the Biafran people. That is the only thing today that is holding and stopping the full Islamization of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. If you don't know that, you better wake up. If you do not understand that, the earlier you wake up, understand that reality, the better for you. Because that is the only thing that is holding. As we have succeeded in making sure that the voice of the people is heard, we must not go to sleep because the battle is not yet over until it is over. If you relax and think that's over, they are going to change the narrative and you wake up and you realize that different thing is happening. The only luck that we have today, the only grace we have today is that Chukwu Okike Abiyama, in his infinite mercy, is in the front line fighting the battle for us. That is the only grace we have. The only grace we have is that Chukwu Okike Abiyama by himself is in the front line fighting the battle for us. But as much as he is fighting the battle for us, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to educate the world. We have a responsibility to speak. We have a responsibility to expose, because we are the instrument that will be used to complete the assignment. What we have today is a dangerous lie that Nigerian government is planting. When government propaganda becomes deadlier than bullets, that is what we are seeing today. The government of Nigeria, their propaganda is becoming deadlier than weapon, deadlier than bullet. And they are doing everything possible to weaken the support we are getting from the United States. And I will say it again, in as much as we, the Biafra, are in the front line, we are not the only people that are concerned. If Biafran people go down, the entire Nigeria will go down. If the Biafran people are free, the entire indigenous people in Nigeria will be free. If the Biafran people are enslaved, the entire Nigeria will be enslaved. Chukwu Okike Abiyama have used us to fight battles. Battles that people that have the wealth cannot even fight. People that have connection cannot fight. But we fought those battles by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiyama with nothing. With little or nothing. What do we have? We have no money to match their lobby they are doing today that is shaking everywhere. We don't have that money. We don't have the weapons to match their own weapon. But you can see the way Chukwu Okike Abiyama by himself is in the front line, fighting the battle that we are supposed to fight. The only thing we are supposed to do today is to remain consistently focused. Don't get it mixed up. Don't get discouraged. Don't allow anybody to bamboozle you. Don't allow anybody to discourage you. We are in a state of war. The hatred of Nigerian government against us is so much. They have been able to put that hatred in every single living being in Nigeria. They hate us so much. They hate us with everything in them. I don't know how to speak about this hatred in a way that you will understand it. These people hate us so much. They hate us so much. And we cannot continue to pretend that all is well. All is not well. We can't continue to pretend that all is well. They destroyed everything that we stand for. Just imagine the football they went and played. The Biafrans that played their heart out, committed themselves. And the match ended the way it ended. They have now turned it into Igbo problem. They begin to use it to attack the Igbo people. Every single thing Nigeria has become today, it is the Igbos that made them modern. When you are hearing Nigeria, during the time they were calling them the giant, it was Biafra that made them giant. Any place Nigeria is recognized, it is the Biafran people. Go and check. Many of our Biafran, in terms of this football they are talking about, we have been in the front line. Every time Nigeria make a name, it is the Biafran people that are there. But instead of appreciation, instead of encouragement and thanksgiving, what they do is they attack us, they demonize us, they destroy our properties, destroy our image, destroy our culture, destroy our name. That is what Tinubu and his cohort are doing. Tinubu did not start this today. Even before he became a president, the video is everywhere where the wife of Tinubu was spilling hate speech that they are going to push the Igbos away from Lagos State and seize their properties. Tinubu's wife said it with so much. Many of you must have seen the video. I have played that video in my platform, where Tinubu's wife were saying that they are going to take our properties and share it among themselves. Tinubu's wife said it. Tinubu's wife said it, that they are going to share our properties among themselves. And today, is it not what they are doing? Is it not what they are doing today, taking our properties for themselves, sharing our properties? That is what they are doing. That is what they are doing. And I bet you, if you think it is a joke, think again. If you think it is a joke, think again. Because the worst is going to happen if we do not leave these mad people. We must walk away from this zoological republic. We must step away from this zoological republic. This nation is not for us. It's not for me. It's not for you. Chukwu Okike Abịama. Only him and him alone will direct us, teach us, and show us the path that we shall go. Only him is our faith. Only him is our strength. We cannot continue with this zoological republic. It is high time we find our way and get out of the zoo. There is no two ways about it. There is no two ways about it. There is no way to interpret it, no way to explain it. Just the match that was played, they turned it against us. Recently, I saw another video. Those videos, I'm going to play it tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, when we have large audience, I'm going to play some of those videos. Doctors who we are sent, practicing doctors who are sent in Calabar Teaching Hospital to go and practice and do their intern. We are rejected because they are Igbos. 15 doctors. Out of 17 doctors, 15 were Igbos. And they were rejected simply because they are Igbos. In Nigeria, in a country they say you are part of it, the only reason they were rejected is because they are Igbo. This is not the first time, it's not the second time, and it won't be the last time. If you still think that Nigeria is for you, no, sorry. The Zoological Republic is not for you. Nigeria is not for you. The earlier you understand that, the better for every one of us. Nigeria is not for you. Nigeria is not for me. That is why we must wake up while we still have time. Run as fast as you can to get out of that contraption. That is why we are working tirelessly, day in, day out, every blessed day, to get out of the Zoological Republic. The road to freedom is open. The road to our freedom is open, and we must be free. No matter what the enemies are doing, no matter what they say, no matter the attack, the propaganda, the blackmail, we will continue to walk until we get to our promised land. My fellow Biafrans, as we are speaking and talking about the plan of Nigeria, we are going to go to their media, as we always do, and we are going to present to you the program they have in their media, the manipulation of the British, the narrative of the British. You know, they are very good in changing narrative all the time. As they continue to change the narrative, we continue to follow them bomber to bomber. And we will never give up. We will not allow them to change the narrative. And that is why we will bring you what is happening in their own domain. I would like you to watch, hear them, what is happening, the kind of narrative they are pushing. From their narrative, we can equally get the truth and challenge them. That is our duty, to bust their bubbles. That is our duty, to expose their evil work. That is our duty. And we will continue to do that every blessed day. I want you to pay attention and listen to what Charles has to say on this interview.
So Nigeria's internal security crisis is no longer just a domestic issue. It's become a high-stakes battle for influence in Washington, according to the UK-based Africa Confidential, a respected newsletter that's built a global reputation for original reporting and analysis of key political and security developments across Africa. As competing narratives over violence and claims of a Christian genocide gain traction in the US, the Nigerian government and Biafran secessionist groups are now locked in an aggressive lobbying war, each seeking the attention and support of President Trump. According to Africa Confidential, alarmed by President Trump's threat last November to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing, the Tinubu administration has moved quickly to counter separatist claims, signing a multi-million-dollar lobbying contract with a Republican-linked firm to shape U.S. policy on visas, military cooperation, trade, and religious freedom. The scale of Abuja's effort far outweighs that of the pro-Biafra groups, who are also lobbying Washington, pushing for sanctions, diplomatic recognition, and even future military and oil agreements. So what's really at stake in this foreign lobbying battle? And how could it shape Nigeria's security, sovereignty, and international standing? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now on the line from London by Patrick Smith, Editor-in-Chief of Africa Confidential. He's also Editor-in-Chief of the Africa Report, a monthly African politics and business magazine. Patrick, thank you very much indeed for joining us. You're a very busy man, so we appreciate your taking the time to talk to us, and a very happy new year to you. And your reporting suggests Nigeria's security crisis is now being fought not just at home, but in Washington. I mean, how unusual is it for an internal African security issue to escalate to this level of what I might call US lobbying warfare?
Yeah, greetings, Charles, and Happy New Year to you and all your viewers. It's actually par for the course within the American system. The lobbying issue, the lobbying operations in the US are very much part of the political bargaining system there. You know, for example, I can give you the case of a senior State Department official who was backing the UNITA separatist movement in Angola under Jonas Savimbi. You remember way back in the 1980s, the CIA was backing Genocide. Then the MPLA won the elections in 1992. This guy left the State Department, set up a lobbying firm, and then started backing the MPLA. And he was paid $1 million a year to run a website for the MPLA. And that's often the case. And I think the problem with this lobbying business is it's a sort of privatization of diplomacy. And it downgrades the real decision makers and the state, and it downgrades accountability. And I think that came out very strongly when US President Trump made his threats about going into Nigeria, guns a-blazing, and suddenly the government in Abuja had to react really quickly, appoint ambassadors, not just to the US and UK, but several other countries, and then start this kind of negotiation with the US officials.
So, I mean, I lost you there for a minute, but what specifically triggered the sudden scramble for influence in Washington? Was it President Trump's comments or something deeper that's been building for years?
I think it was manifold, Charles. I think it was, first of all, the threat of the US deciding to make Nigeria a target and threatening military action. And I think there are also bad memories among the Tinubu loyalists of what happened 10 years ago under President Goodluck Jonathan, where the kidnapping of the Chibok girls became an international cause célèbre. And in the likes of many at the time, that was one of the government's failures on that, was one of the reasons why Goodluck Jonathan lost that election against Muhammadu Buhari. And I think the Tinubu campaign team saw that coming down the road and thought, we must move really fast on this. So I think on that score, it had an effect. And I think also, as you said in your intro, you've had this long-running lobbying campaign by the Biafran lobbyists demanding action because Christians are being targeted in Nigeria, because that's its sort of core element. It's got quite a lot of traction with the religious right in the US, and that's really helped it in terms of getting that profile. So I think that the Tinubu administration thought we must counter this. We must counter it, both what's happening in the Trump administration, and we must counter the narrative of the Biafran secessionists.
You're welcome, Bro Christian. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Christian? Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, my
brother.
brother.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I waited in the morning. You were not there in the morning. We couldn't be able to make it in the morning. So. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you.
Yeah, Brachus. Confirm. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, my brother. They're going with doctor's appointment. Yeah, I had an appointment with a doctor. You want to go doctor's appointment? Yeah, in an infirm, I said I had an appointment.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, keep speaking. I can hear you. Just go on speaking. I can hear you.
Well, choose in an appointment. Our appointment can wait in the morning. In order?
Yeah.
Okay, my brother. So yeah, that's the video we talked about yesterday. So obviously the appointment really threw me off, and it took almost all my day today, but my dear brother, if a lot is going on, a lot is going on. And we must continue. There's just no two ways about it. We know our enemies are fighting like hell. Even now, I had to stop a program I was watching to come in when I saw that you're online. This Precious that lady was playing a video of Shehu Sani. You know Shehu Sani, right?
Yes.
Coming out to blame Ndibo, Biafrans, IPOB for going to America to go and lie, to make up stories about Christian genocide, you know. But people are coming for him. They are just tired people. They're just giving it to him so badly because, well, of course, we will give anything to destroy. Chineke Mary Obodo Ekwensu will be destroyed. Heaven knows that Nigeria will be destroyed because Nigeria is genocidal, satanic, demonic entity. I'd make no apology for saying it. And I believe without a doubt that God liveth. And because he liveth, he will never allow this demonic entity to continue to exist, you know, for the destruction of humanity. An entity that has tied us down, become a hindrance. Oh my word, me. But by the way, if you remember, Brachus, how in the past I have spoken severally about this Shehu Sani who comes and pretend like he's a liberal Democrat, you know, to pretend as if but in actuality, you know, that's why I'm so blunt when I say that they are all in it. All this, don't go tell all of them. If you exempt any one of them, then you don't know anything. They are all in it. I am telling you, this is Shehu Sani that welcomed Hamas. Hamas is an Islamic terrorist organization known worldwide. He welcomed them into Nigeria in the presence of Israeli ambassador on Channels TV. They were being interviewed, and Shehu Sani was still on live TV. And Shehu Sani was telling the Hamas that they are welcome in Nigeria, that in Nigeria they have a friend. And the Israeli ambassador was asking I think it was Shehu, this Yoruba guy, Shehu Kimberly or whatever. Yeah, exactly. The Israeli ambassador was telling him that how is this possible that Nigeria, a liberal society country, you know, you are inviting a non-terrorist group into your country. Today they are that. You see, Nigeria, hey, God Almighty. Because for a long time I have not seen Vamama, but I saw the video he did, and that was impressive. Like we always say, no matter our differences, no matter what, we must all continue to hammer on this entity because this thing affects every one of us, regardless of your affiliation. Regardless of your affiliation, we are all in it. You know. So that they play football, and this our young man Chukwueze, something that he missed penalty. Those are hand of God. They turn it into Igbo, you know. But if you watch, maybe half of those people playing are Igbos too, you know. And guess what? You know, nothing good. I have said it that Nigeria is not going to know peace nor progress.
Never.
It's not even a cause, but fact, 100%. Because Chukwuka Abiyama has the glory is gone. Chukwuka Abiyama has turned it. Hey, and Tinubu is spending such humongous amount to go to America for people to lie so that they will to turn light into darkness. What is blatant? What is everybody can see the pattern of genocide that goes on, but to go and deceive, you know, with the power of monetary persuasion for them to say that there's no genocide while it's happening. Everybody see that it's happening. But instead of him, if these people are not evil, why wouldn't they use? Do you know that the total amount, if it's computed, amount to billions and billions of naira, money that could do something, help the people in IDP camp, give them a life, at least just semblance of humanity.
15 billion, that is what it is. 15 billion.
And the Ruben face about it. he was saying that even in spite of the ones he committed initially, he was still saying, yeah, that it's a good thing for Nigeria to be there, for their voice to be heard, for no, so that it doesn't be really. What voice? What Ruben Abati? Can Ruben Abati not see that there are Nigerians from Middle Belt who are languishing in IDP camp for decades? Ruben Abati cannot open his mouth and say that that money could have been very usefully, could have been used to resettle and give those people some life. Well, he wouldn't say that. He wouldn't say that because he's darkness. Ruben Abati, ndi olu ekwensu. And you know what?
My brother Chris, you missed out in the morning. I played a program. Somebody they brought in that Arise dismantled that very idiot Abati. He was covered in shame.
I think I saw it. The guy,
Yes.
the lady, it was that lady, I don't know her name, who interviewed or who kind of interacted with the man you are talking about, right?
Everyone, Rufai was there, that lady and Abati. Abati introduced the program. I played the full program in the morning. I still have the full program.
Oh.
The guy dismantled this Abati was covered in shame. You couldn't even utter a statement when the guy finished his statement.
Yeah. Ruben Abati. You know, Mazi, yeah. We know what is going on. Maybe not all of us, but some of us know. In an ideal world, Ruben Abati would be fired long ago. He won't be there because the party is playing the role, the number, the level of, should I say, unwelcome, unacceptable. Jonah, I don't know how you can describe that level of public shame that he displays before the public. You don't do that. You know that he threatened to fight that lady before one time on that seat. What's her name? There's one lady who was challenging him one time, and he said, "No, that I will fight you." You see, but for you to be displaying, bringing such disrepute into the profession of journalism, and when especially you are Ojobe, exactly. He said he was going to fight her. I mean, just because the lady was trying to put things right, and he was so furious, so angry. He said, then I can. And I'm like, but again, we know again, like I said, these medias in Nigeria, they have been financed by the British. What they do is they front somebody, like they said, the owner of Arise, Undoka, whatever. We know what's going on. They put somebody there as the one, maybe the CEO or whatever, but we know in actuality who is financing it. Just like the SARS police force. We know how it came about, who financed it. Just like even this VOP that they said that is owned by Rufai Oseni. We know all these things. They just put them there to use them, their own mechanism to continue to keep this demonic one Nigeria put together, just to keep it going. Obodo Keru from the realm of darkness, pit of hell, fighting like hell to continue to keep it together. But God will prevail eventually because Nigeria represents hindrance of the highest order, never known to man. Hindrance. No chiazo. This is what Nigeria represents.
Yes.
Without Nigeria, we won't be here. When we're in Western world, we come and exchange ideas. We come and do contribution. They will come to our place too. I'm telling you, Nigeria, we've gone, long gone, and they know. The enemies know. Nigeria, Biafra is gone long ago. They bring this demonic creation called Nigeria and they tie us into it with so much hatred and bitterness. Yet, you won't let the people go. Just look at their journalists. You know? Hello, Mazu?
Yeah, how are you about that?
Hello, Mazu?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, Maz, you know? Yeah. Yeah. So, exactly. So this is the thing. We must continue. We just have to. We have no choice than to continue. I said the other day, every Biafran, you must know, you know, no, regardless of how you feel about your brother or your sister, you must know that we are all in this together. We are all in. It doesn't matter whether we can carry whoever. At the end of the day, except you, if you are not a Biafran, you know, except no only Fulani okay, you know, or whatever it is. Except that, because I see what Soludo was spewing crap out of his God-forsaken Chineke or Soludo, all these people, that
I will play his video
yeah.
tomorrow. Tomorrow I will play his video. That Ekwensu Soludo. Idiot.
Yeah, we will dissect it tomorrow, Niken Jehovah. But grace of God, we'll talk about it tomorrow. So these people, they are Noah. Hey, now, Ife. But because this is the thing, when I said that Shehu Sani, we can't be deceived. We by their fruit you shall know them.
Yes.
These are all proponents of turning Nigeria into Islamic Sharia entity. These all of them, because that is what they don't forget how they appear, the things they say, the lies and takia and deception. Just know it. They are all in it. Not be it was yesterday I saw a truck in Ondo State. They said they caught Fulanis again. These terrorists being distributed all over the place by Dangote's truck. I saw it yesterday, you know. I didn't confirm it, but I saw it on YouTube in Ondo State.
Nonsense.
So a guy was saying that how can Dangote, who is helping Nigerians, who has spent so much, blah blah blah, therefore be the one. But you see, because either they are being mischievous, deceptive, or their brain is not working properly. Dangote may build whatever he may build. He might help whoever he helps, but at the same time, their goal is to see that Nigeria becomes a unified Islamic country. That is what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So don't be carried away by whether philanthropies or building this or not building that. No. But we thank goodness, because I also saw a video. Rally Moore. Maz.
Yes.
This. Hello, Maz.
Yeah, I can hear you. Well.
I saw the one from Rally Moore. You know. Yeah, I saw the video from Rally Moore. It was yesterday, 15th. Yeah. Today is 16th. Yeah, that was yesterday. He's saying that they are preparing now to make a compilation and give to President Trump, on how to, move forward with the problem in Nigeria. Yeah, America is founded on Christian Judaic value. It's a Christian nation founded on Christian principle. It is what it is. Just like, say, Iran or Saudi Arabia. These countries were founded on Islamic nations too. Therefore, you cannot go to Saudi Arabia and say you are bringing Christian law, Christian ecclesiastic law into Saudi constitution or whatever they have. You can't do that, right? So this is the thing. Christians have to, the people have to take their stand, because otherwise they just run you over. So Nigeria basically was founded by the British, which is also a Christian nation, if I may use the word, but that is what it's all about. And Christians are more in population than Muslims. That is a fact. But they keep lying to people. And now for them to have succeeded to bulldoze their way into putting Sharia into the constitution. So this whole thing is coming. We don't have anything against none of these people, but we just want to be left alone. Shame on Shehu Sani. These are evil people. Shame on them, because we have nothing, absolutely nothing in common with them. It's as simple as that. The only commonality is that we share the same skin color, black. But that is not enough. We have more value system. We are more aligned with the Western world than them. And that is a fact. There's nothing you can do about that. It is what it is. So the Western world, they are growing, they are developing. Everybody, men, women, a chance to develop their potential. But these people don't believe in it. They don't believe in it. For them, it's all about Islam. Islam really should have it. You have to give people a chance to develop bring out the best in people. But no. So we have nothing in common. How can nations that have absolutely nothing in common be forced to stay together in one country? Till this day, British have not. I'm still waiting now. I expect them to at least take a stand. It's high time for them to come to their senses and know that this thing they've done, point to everybody moving forward because it's so wrong. Odiego, my brother, Odiego, I'm happy. I thank God that I'm able to say a few things because I did not think that this network will let me in, especially this evening session, you know.
No problem. We shall
And of course,
overcome
as you
them.
said, Patrick, claims of a Christian genocide have been gaining
Amen.
traction in US political circles. I mean, from your investigations, how accurate or misleading is that framing of Nigeria's security crisis?
Everyone we've spoken to, including people in the US, but I mean, the most authoritative sources are obviously going to be coming from civic groups in Nigeria. And the view we've been getting is that there's a major security crisis in Nigeria. And I think the ACLED security trackers have said over 10,000 people were killed in violent attacks last year, which is a kind of low-level conflict level. I mean, if you think about the number of people that have been killed in Ukraine or Sudan, you know, you're heading up to those sorts of figures. But that is across the board. That is Muslims, that is Christians, that is people of other faiths, and indeed atheists. I mean, every person, every citizen could be subjected to this violence. And I think that's the point. That it's not a targeted against one particular faith. Everyone is tied up in it. And I think it's had more resonance, shall we say, in the US, where the religious right and the Christian lobby groups are extremely powerful.
That is the idiotic narrative they push. When they come to make push this their narrative that it is not a Christian genocide, it's not a targeted attack. It is targeted. Even as we speak, they are still targeting Christians.
Yeah, but
It's
Mazi,
a targeted attack. Even as we speak, the attack is targeted one. Every other
it's a non.
religion that is involved is collateral damage.
Yeah. Well, but you know that he's trying to push the narrative from angle of the British government, right?
Exactly. Of course. What else will he do?
Because, because exactly. So that is it. That is it. But these are agents of darkness, but light will overcome them. Because even that Benue Middlebelt guy, something Frank. I don't know if you've seen the video he did
I've seen
yesterday.
video of
Did you see it? He was
Frank decimated them in his press release. He decimated them in that very conference. I saw him.
Yeah, he was addressing the Congress member. I saw that video. Was it yesterday? I probably saw it yesterday. I think it was. Yeah, I saw it yesterday. It was evening, and obviously, in spite of all this, the Shehu Sanis of this world, but it's just some kind of situation that they have been put to shame. Their evil, sinister agenda has been exposed. You know, light has come to expose darkness in different places. So this is the first. They did not see it call. They simply did not see all this coming. Frank made it very clear. You know, and this is how they've been going to the Congress. As you know, we talked about it the other day. These guys from Middlebelt, they've been in various Congress committees, you know, giving testimony with video evidence of what is happening, the genocide. You know, it started with us, the Biafrans. The world looked away. They tried to cover it up because of the gang up, because of their evil experimentation, one Nigeria. Let them go and experiment it in Europe. Go, let Turkey and Britain join, become one country. How about that? Let
exactly.
Iran and Finland become one country. Let's see how that will work out for them. Let Finland go and join, become one country with Iran. Let's see what happens. Odiego. Yeah.
And
do?
taken flight as a kind of propaganda meme that's gone out and it's pushed the government into acting.
I was just going to, I mean, you've kind of answered the next question I was going to ask you, which is why has this narrative resonated so strongly in parts of the American political system, particularly among sort of conservatives and evangelical audiences? So let me move on from that, because your newsletter, Africa Confidential, and as we've been discussing here, reports that the Tinubu administration has signed an expensive contract with a Republican-linked lobbying firm. I mean, what exactly is Nigeria trying to influence in Washington? Is it policy? Is it perception? Is it protection from sanctions? I know you sort of touched on it briefly, but if you could expand on that a bit.
I think that's that's the nub of the issue, Charles. Why is so much money and why now? Because after President Trump made his statement, then National Security Advisor Nuhu Rabad went to Washington with his intelligence staffers, and they met Pete Hegseth and the U.S. Chairman of the Chiefs of Staff. They had a very high-level meeting 3 weeks after Trump's statement, and then they got into these negotiations about what security help Nigeria could get from the US, and it's nothing to do with lobbying, and that's what's a bit of a puzzle. Rabado didn't need a lobbyist to open the door to meet Hegseth. He organized that through Nigerian diplomatic channels. A lot of people I've spoken to on the Nigerian side and the US side say, there's a number of extremely talented diplomats within the Nigerian system. And they're the people that should be called into action on this because they have a lot more credibility.
They cannot call them in because some of them are not part of the Islamization agenda. Those experts that this man is talking about can never be called in. The people that Rihu Dubado, why he's going by himself is because he is part of the Islamization agenda to push the delay
100%.
tactics. To put the tactics. This suggestion this British man is giving here that Nigeria have diplomatic experts who can go, there's no need going for lobby. He cannot call them in because they are not inner caucus of the agenda.
Yeah.
That is why he has to go by his own self. That is why they have to employ a lobby from Kaduna. A lobby group. We don't even know when they established that lobby group.
Yeah.
The contract, the people that gave the contract in Kaduna, a company called Kaduna, we don't know who owns it. You don't know when it was established. We don't know where it was registered.
Can you imagine? Hey, God. You see
That's
that
what they know.
they
That's
wrote,
what they know to show you that their agenda is a serious one.
and that they run the country on behalf of the British.
A company in Kaduna is the one going to represent Nigeria to go, and they were the one that they handed over the 9 million to go.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Those monies are coming from Biafra land. All this whole thing from oil resources from Biafra land. Because the British government is in agreement with them, at least acceptance that Nigeria can become an Islamic country. Yeah. Audio.
Come from the country, they speak the languages, they know the issues, they know the political nuances in all this. And they would be far more effective than engaging foreign lobbyists. The lobbyists are going to do, a bunch of things, but the main thing is they're going to do is open a door to meet the top American officials. But it seems that Rabado was able to do that without hiring a lobbyist at the time.
So, in that regard, does this kind of lobby signal diplomatic weakness, or is it simply the reality of sort of modern international politics?
It's something everyone is doing. I mean, that is states across Latin America, states across Africa and Asia, and states across Europe tend to lobby U.S. officials. I guess you could argue one thing the lobbyists could help with would be U.S. Congress. Now, there are about $350 million worth of armaments, which the US is meant to be supplying Nigeria to help on the counterterrorism campaign and all the rest of it. That stuff has got stuck in Congress under Joe Biden because the Nigerian military didn't meet their strictures on accountability and protection of civilians and so on. So I suppose that's one thing the lobbyists are going to do, which is to press U.S. Congress to release that money and to release those arms, for which Nigeria is going to pay, $1/3 of $1 billion. And you've got to ask yourself, with the transactional nature of Donald Trump's government, that's selling arms to Nigeria is going to be probably easier under the present U.S. administration than it was under the.
He's lying. He's lying.
Don't mind the criminal.
He said that everybody lobby. Everybody doesn't. Everybody doesn't. Yes, there are nations that does, but not every. When you say everybody, you know what? That is grammatic word. You know what that means. Ghana doesn't. Senegal doesn't. Burkina Faso doesn't. And Nigeria naturally wouldn't, but because of they're trying to hide something, because this exceptional American government play, and there is putting touchlight on all their evil. That's why they are doing that, to cover it up. So otherwise they didn't need to do it. So for him to say that everybody does it, that is just being disingenuous. It's not every nation that does it. There are those that does, but not all. Again, he said that Trump, with his transactional mindset,
Yes.
that it will be easier to sell arms or release those things. Trump is not going to just give it. They won't just give it like that. If they give it, you have to use it. Use it for what it was given for you. These are all like tasting the water, if you will. Okay, you've been given chances after chances. What do you do with it? Till this day, you are showing clearly that you are not ready to fight the terrorists, because you are on the same page with the terrorists. That's what. So they are giving you this again. Now we're giving you, go now and fight them. But you don't do that. Instead, you are integrating them. You are pardoning them. People who goes about massacring people, you pardon them. Is it not one of those states in North that's pardon 70 thereabout? I don't know, whatever. So you see the thing. So if you think that they're just gonna give it to you and you go and use it and then you hand it over to, because this is what Nigeria does over the years. They buy arms, and the arm, it ends up in the hand of the terrorist, the jihadist, the Boko Haram, and this what happens. So if he thinks that he's just lying to himself. But again, we know where he's coming from too. So, Odiegu, my brother, Odiegu.
You're right, my brother. Just as you said, this is how they deceive himself. He started his statement by saying that they can open the channels officially, they can knock the doors and open it officially. There is no point lobbying. And now he's coming back again to say that they can lobby, that everybody's doing it. That's how they like himself.
Okay.
That's how they like himself.
Yeah.
And of course, on the other side, looking at the brilliant article that Africa Confidential wrote, on the other side, the Afro-linked groups are also lobbying Washington, calling for sanctions, recognition, and even future military and oil deals. I mean, how seriously are these groups being taken in U.S. policy circles?
Well,
yes.
You've got people like Ted Cruz, who
Mm-hmm.
is the conservative senator who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He's a big supporter of the Biafra government in exile. He's a big supporter of the Somaliland region in East Africa. And Mike Pompeo, who was the former Secretary of State, and that was under Trump's first term. And Pompeo is a very devout evangelical Christian, and so is Cruz, and they're combining the two things with their
Malchus.
Yeah.
Okay, if now he did not specifically, he just said Biafra government in exile. That is what, right?
Yes.
or serial USB or serial CSB or C whatever, but he just put it like that. Now it's open to interpretation because we don't know. Again, like we said the other day,
My brother,
it was my point.
On that one, there is nothing to interpret. The government in exile is referring to is the government under Mazi Simon Ekpa. Every one of us saw his lobby movement. We saw it wasn't a secret. When Mazi Simon started this lobbying, everybody saw it. Under government in exile, it wasn't done in secret. He sent people. We saw even this Ted Cruz. The people he sent were even this Ogekere. It was Mazi Simon Ekpa gave him a link that is making him feel that he can become a tiger.
Yeah, because Ogekere met with Mike Johnson. You remember?
Talking about Mazi Simon Ekpa, he said we were paying $10,000 every month. $10,000 every month. Mazi Simon secret, and these people were aware. So that is the only lobby that is that people saw that we are active, that went to the. Didn't you see them even when Trump was doing his campaign? Mazi Simon sent this Ogekere there. I still have the video. He went there to speak.
Yeah, man. So I can consider now. We saw Ogekere shook hand with Mike Johnson. Is it? You remember?
Yes. All those things he was doing was under the umbrella of Mazi Simon Ekpa. But since Mazi Simon Ekpa can get out on the picture, he's doing nothing. Him and the Elias and co. Nonsense. Rubbish. And Mazi Simon Ekpa have distanced himself from them.
Yeah, okay. So
distanced himself from them. So whatever thing that's happening here is the effect of what Mazi Simon Ekpa did then. That is what we are here seeing now.
Okay, so well, I was going to ask if it's safe to say that none of them is actually, not USB, not a CRB or whatever. It's what our PM did in the past that is like manifesting now. Is that safe to say?
That is exactly what it is. There is no counting right and left about it. Every single thing that was done during that time is what you are seeing the result today. Forget about this. Not when people hear him mention government in exile, you think it's Ogekere. It's not Ogekere. Ogekere has nothing to. This idiot that just now came and said that he distanced himself from Mazi Simon Ekpa, that he is now a prime minister. He was only leveraging on what Mazi Simon Ekpa did. That is what he capitalized on, and that is what he's putting on his head as if he is the one. He did nothing.
Yeah, so obviously it's not USB, it's not as.
I remember the sufferings of Mazi Simon Ekpa. I shed tears.
Yeah, he worked hard. Yeah, Mazi Nnamdi.
It's so sad.
Let's talk now.
It's so sad.
Yeah. So, Mazi, anyway.
Okay, go on.
Yes, I was just going to say that in any case, so I was just going to say that if somebody is trying to come and claim, take glory, well, I don't know, but I've made my point very clear. Was it 2 days ago or yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I told Ocean Monster, I said, look, if there's anything USB is doing, or CRB, CRC, whatever, it will be shown, you'll be seen. This Frank now who came out and spoke, is anybody coming to come and? No, because he's there for all to see, and he was addressing Congress. Hello? Mazi? Hello?
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Yeah, so he was addressing Congress. This we haven't seen so far. Nobody, not from any of these people none of them has been able to come and do anything for us to know that yes, they are in those. So why would anybody come and be telling you this and this and until you see it? And if you want to silence the doubters or the sinisters or whatever, you have to you know what to do. So what is the effort? Why is it that this Frank guy who is a student in US can come there, address the people tell me that it's impossible to. I mean, why you would be allowed? Because if Simon PM was around, or even now, we will push his way through and he will address that. Whether they act on it, but at least you must act. You'll be given a chance to speak. And the fact that you speak doesn't mean that things will just change overnight. It takes time. Because this Frank, now that the Middle Belters who has been speaking, addressing Congress, something hasn't, it hasn't stopped. The genocide still continues. All the massacre continues still. But at least people know that these are the people pushing the message through. And as action begins to come in, you will know that it's the effort of these people that is yielding result now. So I don't like situation somebody, you can't come and reap where you did not sow. So that is the thing, that is the situation, my brother. So we must keep it straight, say it like it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. That is why I say I know that when that Ogenkere group play this video, when they play this video now, they will say, "Oh, he mentioned Briggy." Because he mentioned Briggy, it has nothing to do with them. It has absolutely nothing to do. Whatever he says here is based on what was done during the time of Master Simon Ekpa. So I don't have time to get into an argument with anybody or begin to explain or whatever. Anybody can believe whatever he or she wants to believe. Anybody who wants to believe, the truth stands out. It stands out.
Yeah.
And that statement you made yesterday, that it is important for whoever feels is in front line, present yourself, show evidence, show things that people, so that you can shut every other idiot outside. Shut them up. Nobody have to come and begin to claim what he or she did not do.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It is not something that is up for a debate.
Of protecting Christians. They've got a lot of sway within the Republican Party. And a lot of this stuff, Charles, is about sentiment as much as anything else. It's often free from, shall we say, established facts and evidence. It's a sense that these are evangelical Christians who put that belief above all else. The Biafran lobbyists have been extremely effective over probably 20 years working through the religious right in the US, which brings together a lot of these evangelical groups, and they're big financiers of the Republican Party. And as the Republican Party has moved to the right, so have they. And they've become a big mobilizer of votes for the Republican parties. So there are people who are evangelical Christians who may not like the look of Donald Trump and his various comments about women and all the rest of it, but they bury that concern for the greater good, which they say is the man is for Christians, he's for evangelical Christians, and in that case we're going to give him our support. So Trump, the evangelical base is absolutely critical for Trump, and that's, I think, it accounts for some of the success of the Biafra lobby in the US.
Well, that's a very illuminating assessment from you. And in that context, Patrick, I mean, is there a risk that fringe or poorly sourced claims could begin to shape US foreign policy towards Nigeria?
I think there's going to be no substitute for an effective state-led diplomatic operation with people like Yusuf Togo, your foreign minister, who is widely respected in Europe and the United States, and Nuhu Rabadu, the national security advisor, and the top-ranking diplomatic cohort. And I think it's really, that's what's going to make the difference. Certainly not lobbyists. And I think American governments, Western governments in general, want to see that sort of level of engagement, both with the officials, even with the media, in fact, pushing back when they see, and I've been in journalism a while. Some countries push back immediately, like Rwanda or whatever. They don't like what you're writing. They'll push back hard. They'll contact you and complain about it, pick you up on issues and say that fact is wrong. Why did you print that? We want an apology and all the rest of it. This kind of activist approach to image making. And the only credible people to lead that kind of activist approach are the nationals from that country. They're top officials and skilled diplomats to get that point across. And I think that's where Nigeria has been missing in action. And it sort of led to this Trump campaign, and now it seems to have provoked a reaction in Abuja, which is to engage more and to work more closely with the officials in Washington.
So given where things are with that and the way that you clearly sort of assessed it just now, what are the risks for Nigeria when competing domestic actors take their battles to foreign capitals, especially Washington?
I think the national view is it's dangerous. I mean, there is a kind of unwritten rule that domestic politics stops at the border. I mean, that's the U.S. rule. To some extent, it's the rule in Britain, although I think Britain is getting increasingly ill-disciplined on that one. That is to say, if you're the Labour Party or the Tory Party in Britain, you don't go to France and start slagging off, your Tory MP. You don't go to France and start slagging off the Labour Prime Minister. You're not meant to do that. You're meant to keep your battles within your national boundaries. It looks bad if you've got, sure, you're going to have critics, but if they are another party, for example, in the Nigeria sense, I guess, if someone from the Labour Party turned up in Washington and started, holding meetings and condemning President Tinubu, something they could easily do in Nigeria, but it wouldn't be seen as a good way to run a campaign in the States. Why are you criticizing your own leadership abroad? You should be doing that. You should be organizing at home. So I think that's the danger with that. And I think it is a shame. I guess you could say that the Christian lobbyists are kind of a pressure group as much as a political party. I mean, they don't, as I understand it, the particular group that's hired the lobbyists is not going to be putting up candidates in the 2027 elections or anything like that. It's simply putting its demand to the U.S. authorities directly, support us because we deserve self-rule, which is, in the terms of how the international non-governmental sector operates, I guess it's legitimate. I don't see the U.S. buying into that, but it will certainly proffer support, and it could create problems for the Nigerian government, as we've seen after Nigeria was declared a place of concern for the protection of Christians. If they started to impose sanctions because of that, obviously it would make life much more difficult for the Nigerian government. And I think that's another reason the concern about possibility of sanctions, why the Tinubu administration acted pretty quickly after Trump made his initial statement.
Well, let me pick you up on that further about the potential problems. I mean, could this lobby complicate military?
Can you stop it? Let me just chip in something. Hello?
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Yeah. This very guy here is two things. Either he's being deliberately mischievous or he's naive.
Definitely.
Because he's making reference to high-level diplomatic mission led by the likes of Ribadu and this and that. But so is he just missing the point? Because the point is that these same Ribadus, the National Security Advisor that is making reference to, they are the terrorists.
I had a rumor that Donald Trump have called for the removal of Nuhu Ribadu, but I want to confirm it before I speak about it.
No, Mazi, I heard it too. Now, do you think he's calling? There's a reason why. Nuhu Ribadu, these are the, and let me, like I've said severally, I've said it severally, many occasions, that you don't have to just be one that wears the bomb to go blow up someplace before you're a terrorist. No. If you are encouraging it, if you are financing it, if you are coordinating it, if you are sympathizing with them, you are a terrorist. So these guys, they fall under that category. Nuhu Ribadu, Sheikh, the vice president, Matawale, the defense junior, whatever. So many of them, these are terrorists. Yeah, by raw definition, they are terrorists. So if you think that the Americans are going to be fooled for so long that either they know already or they're gonna know at some point, because you're not fighting the terrorism. It's obvious for everybody to know. First of all, why not the list that America have that they gave to you, other nations gave it to you, list of names of the financiers? What have you done with it? Nothing. Nothing. You are hiding them. So if you are people, if you are defending and protecting people who are financing terrorism, what does that make you? You are a terrorist too. Oh, there, my brother. I just want to say, let me chip in this. I know that network is not so friendly with me today on this, but it's all well good. These people think that we are not that stupid. We know what is going on.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go.
Intelligence sharing, for instance, between Nigeria and the US, or make it less complicated based on what you're seeing at the moment?
I think it's in another kind of realm. You know, the impression I get is that there's a level of professional cooperation between the Nigerian military people, Nigerian intelligence people, and the US and their counterparts in the US. And once they agreed, once Hegseth met with Nur Rabadu and they agreed what the problem was, you know, in this case they were arguing, I think Rabadu, I hear, was arguing that there's this group coming across from the tripoint in the Sahel into Sokoto State, and that's a concern. And then the Americans agreed, and they looked at the targets and all the rest of it, and assessed it on that basis. I mean, questions that have been raised about that is just how effective that raid was, who was hit, what was hit, and to what effect it had on these fighters allegedly coming across from the Sahel. All of those questions are still unanswered. And that doesn't really add confidence all around. But I think it's on a military level in a way. I don't think the political debate between the Biafra groups and the lobbyists, now the DCI group that's lobbying, is going to really damage that military cooperation. I think the only thing that would damage it really seriously would be if the US Congress decided that the Nigerian military was not accountable properly and it was misusing the weapons it was buying from the US.
The weapons.
And that would obviously constrain the Nigerian military in some way. They'd have to look for other support sources of arms supply. I mean, I guess, you know, in the broad run of things, Charles, a lot of this stuff gets snagged by geopolitics. You know, why is the US doing this in Nigeria? Are they concerned that if they don't supply arms to the Nigerian military, then China would, then Russia would? I mean, Russia has been sweeping across the Sahel, supplying the governments in that area with arms. Maybe they would move in more strongly in Nigeria if the Americans refuse to work with the Nigerians. So I think there's an element of geopolitics, but I don't think that direct competition between the Tinubu government and the Biafran secessionists, I don't think that really affects the military cooperation one way or the other.
And I mean, in the broader run of things that you talked about just a hot second ago, Patrick, I mean, whose narrative would you say is currently winning in Washington? The Nigerian government? And what evidence do you see of that?
You know what?
Really,
this guy is a very brutal guy.
Yeah. Charles. Mm-hmm.
Charles, they brutal. We could hear what they want to. Which would they win? Let's
Yeah.
Within the Trump administration, to state clearly and categorically what narrative is winning, because it's well, there was a talk under Obama. People used to talk about a team of rivals. I mean, under Trump, it's a team of sort of businessmen and competitive entrepreneurs all the time. And sure, you know, you've got someone like Cruz who stood against Trump for the presidential nomination, and you know, there's some sort of animosity between the two. Trump used to call him Lying Ted and things like that. But Cruz is an important Republican senator. As I said, he chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. That's powerful. and he's very pro-Biafra. Yet, I see no signs that Rubio...
That point, I want you us to pay attention. He's making a very strong point. They can't run away from it, just like we have been saying.
Shares his views. Rubio is also right-wing, religious, I guess sort of evangelical too, but takes a different view on Biafra. So I guess Rubio is foreign Secretary of State. He's also National Security Advisor. And Hegseth is also extremely close to Trump. And he was the main interlocutor with Ribado. So I guess in terms of power politics, Hegseth and Rubio are on the Abuja and the Tinubu side for now. And they've supplied the weapons. Apparently, the AFRICOM statement yesterday said there's a shipments of weapons coming to the Nigerian military via AFRICOM. So you've got to say that they're winning the narrative, but I don't think the Biafran lobbyists are going to give up. I think they're going to be there pushing their agenda. And who knows? I mean, you could see some concessions being made. People are talking about the fate of Nnamdi Kanu and stuff like that. So I think in the battle of the big power, I think the top officials in Abuja have managed to hold the top officials under Trump to their line for now. But I'm saying, and the way the Trump administration works, as they say on the motorway in Lagos, no condition is permanent.
I thank God he said for now. I thank God he said
yes,
they are
exactly
for now. And he also said that as far as Trump is concerned, no condition is permanent. Anything can happen.
Yes.
I believe in
exactly.
Something will definitely give way. Just like my brother Christian always said that something will definitely give way. I believe that word so much.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. Mas Jus, Imana, having seen all this, that central questions also will always remain. Because one man know Abonye British, he's, though I think he's something, he's editor, whatever, British, African, whatever, right? Yes. So he's a mouthpiece, in a way, of the British government. So that central question will remain. Why do they feel the need that Biafrans, over how many decades now, with the millions of massacres that this whole thing continue to, why is it that they cannot be fair for once? Because he knows everything. This guy now who is speaking, and they know, we all saw what happened when they gave Scotland referendum, So, and we also saw when they did their own one here, the Brexit. So why is it that, so if there was any doubt, because I know they are the model, not of their business center, they don't care what happens. They don't want to know. All British care about this their business, milk and whatever, it remains. That is how mean, how inhumane they can be. It's obvious. Is this not my word? Action is showing you that this is what is all about. What is what's going on? Because if not, this man knows so well. He talked about Nnamdi Kanu. What is the offense of Nnamdi Kanu? Nothing. He just said he wanna. What is the offense of over 60, 70 to maybe 80 million people? What is the offense? They say they wanna be free, but British and their Fulani Caliphate, they say, no, you don't have right to be free. You will not be free. We will corrupt those on you, leaders, politicians, who will come and work with us to keep you subjugated, to keep you perpetually in bondage. This is what is going on. It will slowly but surely, So this is the thing. They are exposing themselves. Often they may only expose. Because the message of Nnamdi Kanu went out many years ago, but now everything is revealing. The fact that till these days as we speak, they don't care. They won't be able to stand up and say, why are you locking up and sending life imprisonment to our citizen? What is his offense? He just asked for referendum. He asked for freedom. Is that enough? And he acted to defend his people against the terrorists coming to massacre them. Is that you see what I mean? So these things answers all the question. Now these are your, on the always question. These are your enemies. What do you, my brother? What do you?
Indeed. That's a good way to end the chat, Patrick. It shows you're a man with an ear to the ground and his feet firmly sort of staunched on this country. Thank you very much indeed. Patrick Smith is the editor-in-chief of Africa Confidential. He's also editor-in-chief of the Africa Report.
They will definitely fail. So that is it. We must have to continue to do what we have to do, continue to fight our battle, continue to win, and we will never. I just saw, there's a video I saw. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to try to play that video. You saw a group of doctors that were sent for their, I think, for their practicing in teaching hospital in Calabar. They rejected them simply because they are Igbos. They say there were about 17 people sent for that very teaching hospital. 17 doctors, out of the 17 doctors that were sent there, 15 were Igbos, and they were all rejected. Reason that they are Igbos.
That the Calabar people rejected them.
Calabar, imagine, in Biafra land.
So what do they want? They want Fulani or Yoruba?
My brother, I can't understand. Tomorrow I will play the video. When somebody was making that revelation, they said they one of the doctors wrote to what is his name? This one in Arise TV. What is this guy in Arise TV? What's that?
Rufai.
Wrote to Rufai and told Rufai about it. So I think Rufai will pick it up. Maybe it's going to appear on their program tomorrow. We'll check it up on his platform.
All right. We would like to have details because it's not very clear now.
Every manipulation is coming from Abuja. The attack is coming from Abuja, from Lagos. That is all where those manipulations are coming.
Exactly. You hit the nail because the command might be coming from the caliphate. So telling that because they run every show in the country.
Same way they impose governors, that's where they instruct every single parastatal. They are in charge.
Yeah.
Up to your local government chairman.
Yeah.
Up to local government chairman, they control them.
Is a well planned, well thought out, well orchestrated. Because you know what? If Charles and Mogolo will say to this Oyibo guy now that why not give the Biafrans a referendum at least once in the life of this whole shenanigan? Give them referendum. Let's see what happens, like you did in the UK. Yeah, but you know what? They will make reference to this is how it's done. The political leaders in the Biafra they should be the one to push it to the legislators. But you know what? They also know that those people they call political elite, the senators or whatever, they won't do it because they were especially prepared and picked for that job.
Yes.
So this is where for some of us who are using our brain to put one on one together, this is where so because I've seen it in the past where when you talk, they say, tell your politicians to come and introduce it in the chamber of blah blah blah. They won't do it because they were put there by the same people who want to keep us subjugated perpetually. They were put there. So how does that work? We know that we're not stupid. Nnamdi Kanu knows. Every one of us know that the Soludos of these ones who are the governors or the Senate, they are or Jews or Kalo, or these are worse than the enemy. So they will never do that. So so what then do you expect for us to do? So my brother, how dare you? But God will have His way. He always does.
Imagine some idiot like Soludo coming to tell our young men to go and join army, go and join military. That we
yes.
Nothing that the war has ended for long time. Hey, God have mercy. God have mercy.
Fulani.
That if Mazen Nandekano hear this country, he's outside and he hear it. Mazen Nandekano will curse him, curse his family, curse everything that belongs to him.
Yeah. Soludo Fulani.
This is how they behave.
So the Fulani Kob, I'm telling you the truth. You know, only Fulani didn't near. I'm telling you, Fulani didn't near. Yeah.
Thank you so much, my brother. I think we have to end it. It's already midnight over here, so that I can have a rest, and tomorrow we will go through some other videos. I wanted to play the video
Thank you so much.
But we can't be able to play that video of interview of Musa.
No. Tomorrow
we'll deal with that.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone that have been with us, everyone that joined us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. If you have not shared, please like and share to other platforms. Share to everyone. We appreciate all of you and pray that you will come and guide and protect all of us. My brother Christian, if you have one word to say to us, just give us your remark and let's draw the curtain. Still have something to say, bro Christian? Do you have something to say? I think bro Christian is out already. So, my fellow Biafrans, we are going to see you tomorrow morning by the grace of God. Please like and share and join us on tomorrow morning. It's going to be a blockbuster. More things are coming up. So join us tomorrow morning and stay blessed.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. There was a nation living in peace and unity. Yeah. They are people with love and harmony. Oh, yeah. They saw greatness rise up to its purity. With another people of different culture, a different heritage, bias and oppressive. Oh, I see. A nation from trigger of Africa, rising with strength and might and power. In due time, nobody gonna praise us. Rather, you all gonna embrace her. With your flag, with your flag, with your flag, with your flag. Oh, yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh yeah, Biafra is our home. Oh, it's my home. Yeah, Biafra is our home.
I reminisce way back 1967. Death toll on the blood couldn't count them even. Mama screaming, child squealing, pops on the ground. 2.5 years, over 3 million's gone. Why? Cause we asked for our freedom, and we're going back to our sovereign kingdom. They shut us down when we cried, the world said nothing. Sitting back in the crib, watching our suffering. Should I talk about the planes dropping shells like rain? Suka had the first taste of our heroes' blood. Abagana Zobuni wave was stronger than flood, but the juke is too strong and fought them off on the chart. Thought the bloodshed's gone, then it came again. 216 and the massacre, it started again. So bloody name, I couldn't cry tears. Blood dripping down my eyes, water in my veins. We died trying to fight the cause and we're trying to break him. It's our freedom, but the world was against us.
With your flag over Africa, welcome people of Biafra. Wave your flag over all the world. See those people of Zion is here.
It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion. It is the nation that the Lord has chosen for the people of Zion.
We need peace, we choose freedom. We need peace, we choose freedom. Yeah. Let the tears of our mothers who lost their children be heard. Let the blood of our heroes speak from now till forever. Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home.